Well, hello again, everyone. Surprise! Someone new today. But we're not on vacation. We're actually on the clock tonight. Me and Luis Gonzalez Nunez here in the booth. This is P1's coverage of round 3 of the inaugural season of the Horizon IndyCar Series. We come to you tonight from Worldwide Technology Raceway, or the place we just simply like to call Gateway, even though right there on the graphic on your screen says no name. I asked my overlay guy, why does it do that? And that is a known bug with this track. It is a track with no name. But as you can see with the conditions, it is not going to be very weather dependent tonight. 76 degrees ambient temperature, 81 degrees with the track temperature. Qualifying underway. With about 90 seconds left to go, Nick Wheeler at the top just set that fast lap of 183.3. Lilith Fox second, 183.2. Clindy clocking in at 183.1. Peterson at a 183.1. And Hugo Gallas, the last car in the 182 bracket, currently fifth. LGN, thanks for being here on short notice. It seems like we're going to be doing a lot of work tonight. We did Monday night, we did Tuesday night, we're doing Wednesday night, and then we're going to do tomorrow night with the ERL. But good to have you here tonight.
Yeah, that's a short notice. I really realized that. It's like, oh, okay.
We did Sunday too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, but this Sunday, no. Oh, yeah, that's Sunday. Yeah, for sure. But today is a different thing. It's my first in the iRacing. They're supposed to be, I have the number to race, but with the time when I come in for job and here and this chill out and it's like, no, I don't want it. But get weight. For me, I like it. Getaway. I remember in Lionheart, I have a good. I have a good kind of memories.
Yeah.
So I get good qualified, but it's really tough, especially on turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, I got 2 wins in league competition here myself. One in, well, there's Julian in his series. I have one in his series on a very unforgettable night for that particular race, that particular night. It was a race of survival. And also a win in the former RIL Turbo Series, where I won here as well. So I got 2 wins here in league competition and a track that I'm not terribly fond of, but it just seems to work well for me. Let's get in to today's starting lineup as we are already going dark here on the lights. And
okay, so yeah, it's black. It's dark now.
Yeah, all of a sudden they set the time forward, so it's the, you know what I say about the nighttime. It's the right time for IndyCar racing. So we are lining up at night. Wheeler on the pole with that 183.3 lap. Wagner right next to him. Wags, 1 win this season here in the inaugural season of the Horizon League. He is lining up second. Ward, the rating votive champion. And he is getting the credit for that championship over here as well as a 183.2. Lilith Fox, 183.2 in that row 2. Clindy, 1 win this season. He's lining up in the inside of row 3. Peterson from the Dark Horse Series lining up on the outside of row 3. Hugo Gallas, we saw him on Monday night. He's lined up in row 4. Jari Brubacher, it's been a while since we've seen Jari, since we've done the Dark Horse Series. Jari joins the broadcast, and he's back out in row 4 on the outside. Will Van Stearns, he's bringing the Van Halen car into the top 10. He's 9th, right next to Surowek, who lines up 10th. Moving on, Sanchez and Coker back on row 6. Forsyth returning from vacation. He is lining up on the inside of row 7. Glover on the outside of row 7. Miller and Julian back on row 8. Mitchum and Macias, hopefully I'm saying that right, but that is back in row 9. Gwynn and Lee, Stephen Lee, that's right, we haven't seen him. We normally see him in the top split broadcast. We don't normally see him on league broadcasts. It's good to have him here. He's on row 10 back there with Gwynn. He's on the outside. And that is your 20-car field. A nice little lineup here. About perfect for this 1.25 mile oval.
Oh, yeah, it's no overlay.
Not a complete, it's egg. It's an egg-shaped oval. Yeah.
No, I said that in chat somebody said Rd3 said it's no overlay for the presentation.
Oh, god dang it. There we go. Because we are running the B-roll. There's the overlay. Trying some new things, and I'm failing at them. But we got a good broadcast incoming tonight. Wagner in the food, Ralph's Food for Less car up front in honor of Richie Hearn.
My first race, the IndyCar I saw at night was when Liceo won the race on Las Vegas. That's was my first one.
Green flag in the air, and Wheeler not wasting any time to the lead. Oh, Craig Forsythe, Dyson in the back of the field. Side by side just ahead of him, Hugo Gallas with Sarawak. And Jari Brubacher and Peterson, these guys have raced each other a number of times in a battle already on this first lap. Battle right in front of them, Clindy and Fox. Oh, and the teal-colored cars almost getting together coming off of 2. You run out of room really quick coming off of 2. And back up front, Wags gets around Wheeler on the exit of 4 and picks up the lead in the Ralph's Food for Less Dallara. And gets the purple lap in the process.
Really normal start for in Gateway. It's like we expected. The first 5 laps is like a accommodation for the position, and then figure out who's gonna be and there, and then try to follow the car on the front of you, and then it's coming the hard part when you have to try to leave the car in the track.
Oh, contact! Contact! Baron Glover and Julian Alton are coming off of 2, and Julian smacked the wall pretty good.
Oh.
And you hate to see that. He did not have a good weekend at his own Milwaukee weekend in the 4 Series. Not a good night, and Monday racing for the win at Motegi in the ISRA series and put into the wall early as he got a big run on Glover on the high side, and Glover nudged him into the wall, and there might be terminal damage on that, Dallara, and unfortunately you hate again seeing it as the luck for Julian continues to be bad on conditions and an incident that didn't really look like it was his fault.
For sure, it's not fault for him. This Glover came too high, and he thought it's nobody on the. Maybe I wanna say something stupid. He thought, but for sure the cruise ship. Sorry, the spotter told you it's somebody outside. So that's unfortunate for that.
Alex Miller a little bit further back in the field, a purple lap, 181.4. We saw him on the Monday night top split at Watkins Glen. Battle back here for.
Ones.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think so. Watkins Glen was our big so far. It's a lot of viewers that day, and with a lot of drama around the track.
It was a very spicy night, and it wasn't Taco Tuesday. It was Monday. And there was a lot of spice to go around in that first race of our Monday doubleheader. Clindy up the 3rd now as he gets around. And caution, Lilith Fox noses into the turn 2, turn 1 wall, and that was a wicked lick for Lilith.
Too much weight yacker as he entered to the turn 1 ready loose.
Let's check this out. Let's see did Lilith get any help? Does she get some help from behind? No, you're right. It gets loose. She catches it Oh, and that, you know what that wreck reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of Sebastian Bourdais when he got loose in qualifying at Indianapolis in, what was it, 2017? And he lost the car in two and he caught it and then it went directly into the wall. That's what that kind of reminds me of, where she caught the slide, and then when the car reconnected, the wheel was in the other direction and immediately noses into the wall. There was no help from my initial point of view. I thought she got a little help from behind, but that was all because of a loose car. Great call.
Really, really bad situation. Especially, I mentioned that we are in lap 9, but yeah, hard at that. She tried to put it back, but you know, when you put it back for another ride, for another way, the car is going for that way.
Look at this, look at this. And then, yeah, you don't expect the car to hook back up like that. I don't think, unless a car's been punted up there, and that's what made me think someone got into the back of her. You never really see wrecks like that, single car wrecks like that at Gateway. You don't really see a car get loose and then hook back up and nose into the wall. A lot of cars coming to pit road.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, when you're trying to leave for going to the right, he put all the wheel on the for the right side, and for sure is make like a made the call for the door for the right for the call. He made the call for the when you turn the wheel. So it's happened to me. It's kind of dangerous also too if you use a direct drive, because you can break your hands over there.
Oh, yeah, it's true. If you have a direct drive, yeah, you could snap that wheel and everything. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, the best bet is just if the car is going for that way, you just leave the thing. That's why my direct drive, when I used to, I just put in the lowest one.
Turn the force feedback down. Yeah. Well, we are now caution on lap 12 of 135, going green next time by the IndyCar track record here set by Raul Boisel in the inaugural race here back in 97, the speed of 187.7. That's actually the kart track record. The IndyCar track record back after unification, Will Power in 2020 with a speed of 192. So that was actually done in the IR18. So the IR18's pretty fast around this place. The career wins leader here at Gateway, Joseph Newgarden with 4, including 3 in a row from 2020 to 2022. Scott Dixon has 2. And the names of former winners here reads like a who's who in IndyCar history. Paul Tracy, Alex Zanardi, Michael Andretti, Juan Montoya, Al Unser Jr., Gilles de Ferran, Helio Castro Neves, Will Power, Takuma Sato. He's about the least famous name on that list, to be honest, and that's still a pretty impressive list. Coming to green here for lap 13 of 135 as we resume green flag action.
Green flag.
I still like how this sim shows the flashbulbs popping in the stands. Like, who uses flashbulbs anymore?
Well, depend. Yeah.
Maybe my grandma does, or something like that. Well, I'm old enough to actually use flashbulbs if I want to, but really, I mean, your existing modern cameras really don't have. But most people with a phone in their hand inside looking for the pass here with Clindy. A lot of cars kind of sporting that same teal in battle with Nick Wheeler. Yeah, a lot of your phones in hands. Oh, we're going to look at that battle further on back. Craig Forsyth. Let's get back there. 3 wide. Miller on the bottom going into 3, and Miller sends it with Peterson on the outside. Stephen Lee catching up to the battle. Wagner goes purple lap that time by. But I guess people, if you do have a phone in your hand, and if it does, the flash does activate. I guess it does look like a flashlight then, but still. Right behind him, a battle for position. That is Frank Wynn and Rick Sanchez. Frank in that multicolored dream coat right there. He gets the position. Moves by the camo of Rick. And Walter Macias in that that kart throwback cool scheme. Glendy purple that time by 182.8. Okay, we'll give you an update here on everyone who stopped on pit road that time by Miller, Forsyth, Peterson, Lee, Gwynn, Sanchez, Macias, Glover, and Mitchum all stopped on lap 11 for top off their tank and new tires. So we're going to see how well they can move up through the field in that very narrow window that you have here with new tires. The chance to pass. Track position is the key here at Gateway here, and that's mainly with the way that this track is laid out. You have really one passing area, and this is the end of the straightaway right here going into one. If you get yourself set up and you can get to the bottom going into 3 and 4, you'll pull off the pass, but in many cases it'll take you the better part of a lap to get a pass done here. Julian checks in chat, not very happy from the infield hospital. He is out of here already, but not very happy about what happened there. And that's okay. They can come in here to chat and display their displeasure if they like. And yeah, I'm assuming the stewards will eventually look at that, but a lot of frustrations, especially with a lot of practice that these drivers put in to get taken out early. I've been there, I understand. You've been there before. You've been taken out early before, Lewis. It's not a fun feeling, especially if you put in lots of practice before.
Yeah, well, you put a lot of practice, and especially for him, he's very early night over there. You want to race over here, and then by less than 10 laps, it's happened. This incident is like for my side, it's still thinking about it's worth it to stay too late for do all this or not. But that's the game. It's sometimes you can win and sometimes you can lose, and this has happened.
Yes, as the saying goes, don't hate the player, hate the game sometimes, and that's kind of the nature of the game. Here's Alex Miller getting by Shane Coker the lap before, and then now getting by Will Van Stearns. Going into 3 and 4, move up Miller now into 8th spot inside the top 10, and he's kind of leading this second group of cars by himself as the top 7 have kind of pulled away. Forsyth on the underside of Coker looking for a position right there. That will get him into the top 10.
With the new tire, so now you have a clean air to go into the front close to Andrew. And see if he can catch it. It's going to be easy for him, but
he's pulled away already.
Yeah, so the thing is, how long is it going to take the tires going to get burned when it's going to Andrew? Maybe when I get there, it's going to be try to, you can be faster, but the thing is, when you're coming with the dirty air.
Julian checks in and goes, I just remembered this league has fast repairs. That's
oh no.
That's what happens when you're used to running in leagues. And in talking with the admins, the novice or the expertise level of this league is more toward the beginning driver getting used to these cars, and we're watching a vicious battle back here. Stephen Lee. So the expert level of many of these drivers is still learning. So there's a fast repair in this league. So if you do make a mistake, you can come in and get the car looked at, get it repaired, and then pick back up and learn from your mistake. Grand up at the high side. Whoa! Stephen Lee was kind of expecting almost what happened to Julian a little bit. Gives evasive maneuver to the inside. They stay clear, but we're 2 by 2. This is a battle for 12th spot, people.
Lose Stephen Lee on the entry on the turn 1. Now the easy way is just take the second line on turn 1, and that's the secure line. We can make it.
Oh, we're gonna go 3 wide into 3 again. Stephen Lee down low. Oh, we settle it out real quick. Gwynn keeps the position. It is Lee in 12th, Van Stearns in 13th. Back up front, leading by 4 tenths, is Matty Wagner, your leader. Winner Monday night in the ISRA at Motegi. He outlasted Christopher Reagan on a fuel mileage race there at the end. Clindy second here right now. Nick Wheeler third. Josh Ward fourth. Yari up to fifth. Your biggest gainer of the race is Alex Miller. He's up 7 spots. Frank Gwynn up 8. Stephen Lee up 8. Oh, Josh Ward sends it to the inside for a peek. Not going to be able to pull that pass out. But he's sitting there letting Nick Wheeler know, hey, man, I am not too far off your attenuator. Let's ride with Josh Ward, shall we? He has the best seat in the house as opposed to the top 3. He's watching him. Along with that fast repair, the rule set that they have here is 80% fuel. They have unlimited tires in the pit, so if you got them, smoke them, you might as well use them. So I imagine every time these cars come to pit road, they're going to put on a new set of tires unless it's a splash and go at the end. Pit road speed limit is 45 miles an hour. I wish it was 85 miles an hour. 45 miles an hour. 135 laps tonight, 168.7 race miles. Our shortest race of the year so far. To the inside, Ward sends it on Wheeler. Getting the position, I think Wheeler still was a little bit to his outside. Ward gets the position over Wheeler. Wheeler surrenders a little bit, but he's going to take a look to the inside, 3 and 4. Try to get that back.
Kind of weird, huh? Weird pass, but it's good pass. It doesn't when you're expecting when you go inside and turn 1 and 2. But yeah, maybe they're there on the Clendy. Who knows?
That is a top 5 altogether. Wagner, Clendy, Ward, Wheeler, Brubacher, JB in 5th. Good to see him back. Now the battle for position. Clendy and Ward. Ward gets under Clendy, and he completes the pass as Will Van Stern's coming off of pit road. Not sure what happened to him. Might have had some incident early, and he's getting repaired, but he's back underway. Now 2 laps down as the leaders get around him. So move Clendy back to 3rd, Ward up to 2nd. Wag's still your leader. Hugo Gall's creeping into the back of this battle as well. Andrew Surowek soon will be also in this battle if he can reel them in fully, and he's just about there. And Alex Miller, he's now going to have a little bit of a lap traffic help in front of him in terms of getting a draft down these long straights in the form of Will Stearns. Also, it's not going to help Miller much in 1 and 2. He'll get the aero wash from Stearns, but he'll definitely get the benefit of the slipstream. He is in that window right now. It's about a 1.5-second draft envelope behind from the car in front of you for to be in that window. And he is 1.4 seconds. So he is feeling the effects right now from Will, who is right in front of him. We'll see if he can pull up into this battle. .37 of 135 in the books, and we are not too far away, Lewis, from the top 7 hitting pit road for scheduled stops. 36 laps into this stint.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, especially the entry on turn 3 when it's kind of, remember me, Homestead?
Yes.
You want to go in fast on the entry, but you realize you have to brake, and the car is not responding at all when you're turned to the left. So, yeah, we are very close for all of these guys on front until Andrew, and also remind Cocker also too to see what has happened.
Hugo Gallas inside of Jari Brubacher on the low side through 1 and 2. Now, when the tires are new, that is the place to pass. When the tires are old, where Jari kept his car on the high side, is the defensive place around here. And he is able to keep the position by keeping the momentum high on the high side through 1 and 2. So Gallas will try it again as he gets a run of steam in the draft down the front straight. Is he going to be able to get close enough to take a peek in one? No. But he is creeping back in on that battle. As you mentioned, and for those of you watching at home and not familiar with Gateway, there is a entry, and we're going to see Andrew Surwick take that entry right now off a he catches it. Very good. That's going to cost him a little time, but he is on that pit entry road, pit access road. That is how you come to pit road here at Gateway. And then you can come as fast as you dare around the apron, and as soon as you get to those yellow cones in the background.
Matt is coming. Matt is coming now.
Wagner on pit road. So once you get to these cones right here, right there, you got to be down to the pit road speed limit. You got to be on the button. There is a pit road limiter that these drivers will be on, running down the pit road 45 miles an hour, like standing still.
Work to pit. Hugo Gallas also too.
Gallas on pit road. So a lot of drivers coming in after 41, 42 laps. Josh Ward on pit road. That's going to turn the lead back over to Clindy by virtue of staying out. Nick Wheeler now second. Jari Brubacher third. Miller now moving up into fourth, but he is now joined by Craig Forsyth, who is going long in this run. And looks like the long run for Forsyth is agreeing with him in used tires, as he is now starting to reel in Alex Miller. Also running and going long is Peterson and Lee. Not surprising, a lot of IndyCar starts between Peterson and Lee. A lot of IndyCar starts here between Forsyth, Peterson, and Lee. Probably easily 100, 150 per driver for IndyCar starts.
The rest thing about Clendy, so he saved a lot of fuel.
He did.
Still the lead. He's going for lap 45, and
coming in now.
So yeah, next one he can do 45 and 144 to go to the end. Very good entry, actually. I already saw everyone to coming in. He's the fastest so far for now, because you can see it. How going to between turn 3 and 4, and how do you approach to the entry on the pit lane?
And Clindy now coming down to his spot. This will be a 4 tire. As he slides in a little bit, but he actually gets the car in a position where it's cockeyed, pointed out of the stall. So that should help him at least get the car pointed in the right direction. And he's out. 4 tires, full tank of fuel, at least the 80% that were allowed. And he's back underway. We're going to see where he pops out in relation to Alex Miller, is our leader now. Alex still out. He came in on lap 11. He is that lead car in that lap 11 group. Clindy is going to come out a lap down, but he's going to be ahead of Josh Ward.
Josh Ward did 33.6, so he's fast. No, Clendy put maybe more fuel because he's taking like a 8.6 on the box. And Josh Ward, he did 8 seconds. So okay, maybe he put less fuel on the tank. I don't know.
But this will be your leader. One pit stop. The pit cycle is complete. So we got 2 strategies going on. We got half the cars on strategy A. Those are everybody that stayed out at the lap 11 caution. And then everyone else who came in for the lap 11 caution. It is leading with Miller, then Forsyth, Peterson, Gwynn, Lee, Sanchez, Macias, Mitchum, and Glover. They all came in on that lap 11 caution. So they can go a little bit deeper in this run. Mitchum and Macias side by side for position for 7th. You're watching it right there. Here is Forsyth taking a peek under Miller, but not pushing the issue. A little bit further back, Clindy in a battle with, that is Rick Sanchez. Now, Sanchez is on the lead lap. Clindy not on the lead lap just because he just stopped. So this is a time where Clindy does not want to see a caution. And now, Stephen Lee, who came in on that lap 11 caution. He is the first of the lap 11 guys to come on in. And Craig Forsyth around Miller. Peterson and Gwynn side by side. Gwynn has been on a roll here the last couple laps. He's been passing. Ooh, he slides up just a little bit. And I guess got to get back in line.
Be careful when you're going too sharp to the corner and through turn 3. The car could be make your slice and lose the car. So
here they come. Both coming to pit road. Both coming to pit road. Wonder if they're cooperating on it with each other on that one. It's not a bad strategy to come to pit road with a partner on this track with long straights. Here we watch them come down. Forsyth says he's coming in. And that turns the lead back over to Alex Miller.
Ooh, nice entry for Cross Forsyth. Very good entry.
There you see him hit his stall, go up on the pneumatic jacks that are underneath the car. New set of Firestone Firehawks, full tank of fuel down and away on the button until he gets to the green cones at the end of pit road. There those are. And then he can come off the button. But even if you come off the button, this pit road off is extremely treacherous as well.
Yeah, actually, yeah, for sure. But also, you know what? It happened to me when you exit to the pit and you press the button. You have to. I always do it because it's always have that mistake when you're going for in first, and they can spin too much, and you can spin the car.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of technical stuff in this track because the entry is hard and also the exit is super hard.
Yeah, you can do some things with the weight jacker, for instance, as you can send the weight jacker like full negative to help, keep your car less loose coming off the pit road. But it's a little bit of throttle management in first gear. It is very slippery down there, a lot of wheel spin. You could go to second gear. That would reduce the wheel spin, but that also kind of slows you down and binds you up coming off the pit road. So it is a trade-off of being fast and loose and dangerous or being safe and slower.
I prefer to going slow than lose the track or maybe lose the race.
And we will reset the field here in just a moment. But if you enjoy P1's coverage of the Horizon IndyCar Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts, which the next one in the works for us. And this is the end of our week on P1, but not the end of our week of racing. Tomorrow night, LGN and I will be on the Elite Racing Network for their opener for the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series at Legacy, Kentucky for their 2025A season. So that will be an exciting season. You want to check that out, the Elite Racing Network. And then Friday over on the Velocity Online Racing Channel, their Iconic Series, which is a DW12. They'll be racing at Iowa at 4 p.m. Eastern on Friday. We'll have the weekend off, and then Monday we have our IndyCar doubleheader. Mark Murphy back from vacation, where he will call the action for the IndyCar Open Series top split at COTA. And then Luis Gonzalez Nunez and I will be back here once again for the ISRA Open Wheel Series at New Hampshire. Ken Wagner, let's get the camera on him. There he is in third. Ken Wags go 2 wins in a row in the ISRA. That is our Monday doubleheader starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, We would appreciate it. 61 of 135, round 3 of the inaugural season of the Horizon IndyCar Series, as we are here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, or I like to say Gateway, for 135 laps tonight.
Gateway Raceway. I prefer that name than the Worldwide Technology Raceway. But if we are sponsored by Worldwide Technology Raceway, we have to say Worldwide Technology Raceway.
That is the Worldwide Technology Raceway is one of the sponsors of the Elite Racing League. So yes, we have to call it Worldwide Technology over there. All right, so we got some gaps now on the racetrack. Let's see the closest battle on the racetrack. Right here, closest battle on the racetrack, Alex Miller and Eric Peterson.
I think so. The closest is for Clendy because they have a Rd3 on the front, and that's a stop for him.
Man, we'll get up there real quick here and take a look.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they have a 3 or 4. Yeah, that's when you go to the pits, and after that, everything is getting stabilized around the track. Maybe somebody want to risk something, but the main is for the leader when you have to lead around to the lap down.
And in front of our leader is 2 drivers trying to stay on the lead lap. And also in a battle for 15th. This is Macias and Coker right in front of him for 15th and 16th. Just in front of him a little ways, Rick Sanchez in the camo car. He's in 14th. So 3 cars kind of in proximity with one another in timing and scoring on the end of the lead lap. Clinty trying to get away around. Look at Clinty going down the 3rd gear in turn 1. He's going to get a run here on Macias, going to the inside and turns 3 and 4, depending on where Coker places his car. Now Coker's going to give a lot of room. He's going to stay high and allow Clinty on by. So that was very nice of him. They're going to drag race a little bit down the front stretch. You can hear the car on the outside. He dives into turn 1 on the bottom again, down the 3rd gear, and he passes those 2, putting them both a lap down. Clinty up to 4th gear, and he gets to the partition at 5th gear. No car in the draft, so he doesn't get to 6th. 5th gear all the way around, turns 3 and 4. You can leave it 100% throttle. 100% throttle all the way down the front stretch. 6th gear at the start-finish line, and then you drop 3 gears right here. Now 2 gears. He goes to 4th. You can go down to 3rd if you want. And then he goes right back up through the gearbox. So anybody says that you come to Gateway in an IndyCar and you're just turning the wheel and keeping the pedal push, that is not how it works here. Your hands are busy every lap. And if you have to reset your weight jacker and play with your tools, with your anti-roll bars for every lap as well, I mean, you could be doing something in your car to your car every single turn, every single lap.
So if you want something easy, just go to some of the league. We have a DW12, for example, the board have a DW12.
Yeah.
It's just solid driving and just going straight and just make the break with the throttle and stuff. Before the IR18, they have a kind of that stuff. I remember race on this car in this track, just in going forward and play with the throttle, and you're going full throttle on turn 3 and 4. That's before, until iRacing start to put more stuff for iRacing, more stuff for the drivers, like temperature for the track, grip, all the stuff. It's making more difficult this track, especially like at the real life. It's really, you can see a real life on board. People, the real drivers, going to 3rd or 4th and turn 3 or 4, and also going to 3rd in the turn 1 and 2. So it's kind of the same.
Yeah, they've many changes over the just the last couple years of the last 5 years of the service at this track. This used to, at one point, was a pack racing track for these cars with the old tire model. These cars could just stay one on top of one another in the race, and it was quite the different race to watch than what you're seeing right now. These cars also when they were initially put on the service, when the IndyCar Series debuted the IR18, when they came onto the iRacing service, the tools that they can play with in the car right now, the weight jacker, the front anti-roll bar, the rear anti-roll bar, the engine mapping, some of these things that these drivers can play with now to help their cars go longer in a run or behave better on a lap in traffic or go faster on a lap. A lot of those used to be locked down for fixed setup races. And that's exactly how the DW12 is. And the DW12 is a perfect car. So if you want to get into something to learn Indy cars, jump into that, try that out. And then once you get into that, feel comfortable, jump on over here to the IR18, find a fixed setup league just like this. And you too can be participating in some wheel-to-wheel action just like we're seeing tonight. Right now, we're lap 75 of 135. Thanks for joining us. Clindy is your leader. Josh Ward is second as Josh has encountered that lap traffic. Wags is third. Brubacher is fourth. Hugo Gallas is fifth. We have not seen that caution since lap 11, so we have two groups of drivers on two different strategies. And right now, that second strategy is 30 laps into their stint, so they are expecting to come to pit road here probably in the next 10 to 15 laps. Clindy went 45 laps on his first stint. He is 30 laps into his current stint right now.
So I see Will went to the wall, into the wall 3 times in one lap, so it's kind of struggle with the car, especially he came for ready outside of the pit box, so maybe the car have a lot of damage there. But yeah, like you said, after pandemic, all the IndyCar changed. So
yeah.
you remember the drivers make some run by benefits and stuff. Lando Norris also is involved around there. So yeah, before we don't have a DAS adjustment. Only in the open series when you have your own setup, all the stuff.
Yeah.
They have the ability to change that. But the fixed, we used to race before the fixed oval. No, the fixed series. It's only oval, and then some point they put one track and then 2, 3 tracks. Now we have only the oval fixed series. So yeah, it's kind of difficult. People understand the car. And my side, I tried to, but I left at some point. It's like oh, it's too much stuff. But yeah, it's kind of the people understand, and it's more entertainment around.
Yeah, that's why I say this is the best car in fixed setup races on the entire service, because you can actually make changes to your car to make it better.
Andrew missing the entry. This should be have a black flag.
We'll see. He is on pit road. I'm not sure what happened. We'll take a look here. And did he get it back? Did he clip the grass? Let's see. He heard a car. Oh, he clipped the grass to the inside. And he goes back out almost on the racetrack. But this patch of pavement right there is kind of what saves him, allows to aim the car back down to the apron. So we'll see if he gets a penalty out of this or not. He's currently on pit road for, well, now he's 15 seconds, so he has a hold. Wagner on pit road, scheduled stop.
That means when you click or touch for the four wheels, you have a pit entry unsafe, so you have a penalty for 40 seconds in box.
It's just like speeding on pit road, and actually he wasn't even on pit road to speed. Well, we will reset the field here as we now have the second round of pit stops for, Stephen Lee. Sends it right up and almost in the attenuator of Wags. I think Wags might have had a loose car. He's still bringing those tires up the temp, and we do not have high track temps out here, so it's going to take a little bit of feather footing the throttle to bring these tires up to temp. Might have had a loose car in 3 and 4. Also, it's possible that some drivers forget to reset the tools. Again, I don't know what his tool status is, but if you have your car set up to be loose towards the like you would at the end of the run, if you don't reset them after your pit stop, you're going to be really loose with cold tires. That may be what happened, but Stephen Lee did a good job keeping it out of the back end of Wags. Lee currently right now in 7th spot, and he is 33 laps into his run. Back up front, it is Clindy, and he's on pit road now. Scheduled stop coming to pit road on lap 38 of his stint.
So if we're going like this, they should be going. They can divide it in 25 laps each stint. So it means if you go to 40, like Clendy did, they have to go in for a splash.
Yeah.
To the
Oh,
end.
Clindy! Oh, and that's going to be a pit. That might be a penalty. He slid coming down. I told you that the exit road coming off of pit road is treacherous.
He don't have a penalty.
Wow, but he had a lot of time that he lost coming off of pit road. We will see how this shakes out. He brought the tires up to temperature really quick. Frank Gwynn, our leader, right behind this.
No, they don't show me penalty for Clendy. This is.
Oh wow! Okay.
Let me see it. Let me say that. iRacing forgive Clendy.
iRacing forgave Clindy. Gwynn, your leader. Forsyth, that blue car, 2 cars behind the multicolored Technicolor dream coat there of Gwynn. There is our car hard on the wall on the back off the backstretch. That is Baron Glover as he comes back out on the racetrack. We are under caution, and that is really going to play havoc with those who just stopped. Clindy, I think, is going to luck out as he's going to stay on. He got back on the lead lap or stayed ahead of the lead lap.
Baron Glover lose it 2 times. You can see the replay after that. He lose it in the middle of the corner, and then he lose it and the exit on the corner. This is weird. How he lose it?
He is 37 laps into his stint, so he's probably close to coming to pit road right now. Hot tires, light car. Probably using a lot of weight jacker here. Try to get the car to rotate. And you see right there a little bit of looseness, the kind of loose, and then loose off the corner says a lot of weight jacker has probably died under that car. And that is quite right in front of Macias as he's coming off of pit road. I'm sure he didn't want to see that. Watch Macias here. Coming off of pit road, off the button here, trying to bring it up to speed. Whoa, right in front of him. And then it bounces off the wall. It's like, which way you going to go? I'll go inside. Okay. Oh, and Ward's getting the wave around, so that's fortunate for Ward.
I don't understand why Clendy went to the pit. Oh,
He's coming to pit road again.
Yeah,
so maybe he's just thinking that he wants another set of tires. He maybe used too much set of tires in the
splash.
Splash?
Splash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be close. I mean, the go now 45 laps. Well, Wheeler did 46. Coker did 46. We are right there at the edge. We are at the precipice. Pitting now, it's questionable. 2 or 3 laps from now, if you pit, you probably could make it.
Yeah, so we gonna make maybe 2 more passes for with the pace car, or maybe 1 more pass. So it's gonna be 44 to go.
And it's going to be right there on the edge. Okay, so real quick, rule-wise, the leader is Forsyth. Alex Miller is 2nd. Gwynn 3rd, Peterson 4th, Stephen Lee 5th, and as you see them way back in line right now. So there we see cars getting the wave around. So Macias getting the wave around, Sarawak getting the wave around. Who else is getting the wave around? Wagner will probably get the wave around. Yeah, there's Wagner. Brubacher getting the wave around. So the rules in IndyCar racing, this is how it works. The leader always brings the field back to green. Even if there's lap traffic in front of them, they will get the wave around. They will go to the back of the field, and they will rejoin the tail end of the field from there. and then they are in the process of catching up. But that will turn the lead over to Craig Forsyth. No secret at all that Craig Forsyth is the leader.
Mason Mitchell have a black flag for passing on the yellow.
Ooh.
And I think was when this glitch have a this track.
Yes, there is a bit of a glitch if you follow or pass somebody on the on pit, when they're on pit road. That is ever prevalent here.
So Rick Sanchez slowed down, and Mason passed him.
And they are all fanned out in the back. Coker run on the high side on Ward. Wagner in the middle of action there. Oh, Brubacher wanted the pass, but he had Gallus to the inside.
Oh no! Oof! He have a contact with the Brubacher with Galas.
Yeah, Brubacher is missing his right front wing plane. That's going to hurt him here. You cannot, this end of the racetrack, maybe not as much. Oh, Macias full sense, almost gets in the back of him twice. I don't think Macias knows he's damaged. Caution on the racetrack. Eric Peterson with Will Van Stearns and Rick Sanchez and Brubacher also had contact.
With Macias. Oh,
I don't think Macias knew that he possibly had a missing wing and didn't see why he was catching him so quickly. And then all of a sudden, everyone's watching up in front in the corner with the caution. And I think Brubacher saw it start slowing down, and Macias didn't see it and gets in the back of Brubacher and puts him into the wall. So 4 cars out on this incident. Now, those that just stopped, I think we're good on fuel.
I think Salvador Brubacher was a net code, was really good net code over there.
And Forsyth coming to pit road, so maybe we're not good on fuel. So now this is where drivers got to be very careful about passing under caution. This is the area right here. So you see Miller kind of fading back a little bit, staying at least even. He was staying at least even with Craig there. That was kind of so he doesn't get that caution flag that we saw. Who'd you said got it? Mason, okay.
So he did a splash Forsyth, and I think Wagner going for a splash too.
Josh Ward on pit road for a splash. Hugo Gallas, he's going for a splash. Walter Macias, he's also...
Change the tires.
Okay, well, I mean, they don't have tire limits here, so smoke them if you got them, right? So Walter Macias comes to pit road probably to get maybe damage looked at. He has not used his fast repair, so it doesn't look like he had enough significant damage on his car to need the fast repair. The car on the track that has used the fast repair, Will Van Stearns, he's used one earlier already today, unfortunately, so he is done. Rick Sanchez had to use that fast repair. He has stayed on the lead lap. And everyone else that is still running has not used their fast repair. So fortunate for those guys able to stay on the lead lap and roll after that incident and that contact. So I used to be back in the day when I was in the 80s. Of course, I grew up in the 80s. I'm telling my age here. I was a big G.I. Joe collector, and there was a big period of G.I. Joe in the G.I. Joe era where they played a lot with fluorescent camouflage. And when I see Rick Sanchez's car and that fluorescent camouflage, it just reminds me of the the Echo Warrior days of G.I. Joe back in the late 90s or early 90s. So Echo Warrior Rick staying on the lead lap in position 12.
So we have Forsyth with 1 lap. So means from Miller to Mason still with the same fuel.
Yeah, 7 laps. 7 laps for Miller, Gwynn, Clindy, Lee, and Coker. 6 laps for Wheeler and Mitchum, who maybe came in to top off after that. But Forsyth and Ward, fresh tanks. Here we go. Green flag, lap 98. Here we go. Andrew Miller bringing him down. Alex Miller bringing him down very slowly. Excuse me. And now we're back underway. Green flag as he bound that whole field up behind him. Brubacher 1 lap down to the inside, getting a look on the inside of Macias. That is actually a battle for position for 13th. Oh, gosh, look at that field behind him. Forsyth, we're 3 wide going into 3. Ward on the outside. He has no place to go now. He's reached Coker. We're going to come 3 wide off the corner. Almost went 3 wide down the straight. To the inside, still Forsyth on Coker. That's going to be a tough pass. And he gets it done. He's clearing. He Brazilian clears him. Now Ward to the inside of Coker. If you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the Horizon IndyCar Series coming to you from Gateway. We've completed 100 of 135 laps. If you're enjoying P1's coverage of tonight's race, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for future iRacing content. Next week, the Horizon Series. Our next race for the Horizon Series, Texas next week. Wednesday night doubleheader here on P1. Will be the FIS running also at Sebring at 7:30. The doubleheader Wednesday next week. FIS at Sebring. Horizon Series at Texas. Forsyth to the inside of Mitchum. But Mitchum apparently able to stay on the lead lap, win that penalty. Wagner swapping over, getting the position on Ward. Ward still wanting that position back, giving him a run on the high side. Forsyth again to the inside of Mitchum.
Galas is coming over there too.
We got some Hugo Gallas fans in chat.
I told you, Coker is hold a lot just war over there. A lot. With 14 laps, I know it's nothing, but at some point is something.
Wagner to the inside of Ward into 3. And he's going to clear him coming off the corner. He slides up right in front of him. But yeah, you're right. Coker has pace, but he's kind of holding this group up as Forsyth forward is starting to pull away a little bit. Ward slides it through the corner a little bit, but there, wow, there was some sort of net code, some oddity going on there with Wagner. He now loses a couple positions to Sanchez and Gallas as well. I think he might have net coded the wall.
Yes, or maybe kind of reaction.
Yeah.
To don't touch the wall, yeah, it's kind of like that.
Meanwhile, caution on the racetrack.
Sure. Macias.
Walter Macias, and see what happened. Hopefully, you said Macias.
Hopefully
I'm not saying his name wrong. Walter, if I'm saying your name wrong, just let me know so I know for future reference. But Murph will be taking the duty. Oh, wow, it's awful net code. Oh, my goodness. and into the inside wall in turn one with Yari. And that was actually a battle for position for 14th.
I always call him Macias. Because, it's the Spanish. It's
You,
like this. We don't have
you have a
That's
better
kind of
hold
thing.
of the Spanish language than I do, my friend. Obviously. Well, Walter into the wall. Hopefully he can drive away. I don't know if he had to tow or not. No, he's driving away. So hopefully he could get in and stay on the lead lap and get that fast repair and not be worse for. Ooh, he's spinning out there. He might have to go to a tow. We'll see. He's on pit road, so has not used the fast repair. So maybe he does not have it enabled. But Wagner coming to pit road, and maybe he did net code that wall that we don't know. Also coming to pit road is Eric Peterson, who was involved in that incident just a couple laps ago. He's just coming in to top off the tank and throw on a new set of tires.
We have in this league Lucky Dog.
I think we do have a lucky dog, and then we have the regular waiver rounds. I think that's how this league. So we'll see if Yari gets the. Yari
Andrew.
won't because he brought the caution. So maybe it's Sarawak or nobody. We'll see.
Andrew. No,
Okay,
Andrew.
so Sarawak
Andrew
getting the lucky dog. And I'm not much for the NASCAR gimmicks and IndyCar races. However, in IndyCar leagues where you are kind of learning the ropes, the lucky dog is not a bad thing. It keeps more people involved up in the lead pack. So I'm kind of a pro lucky dog person in the rules for at least the kind of the beginner or the novice type leagues. When you start getting up into like the ERL, and which the ERL does have it, but some of the other leagues that run that don't have a fast repair, lucky dog might not be necessary with kind of with the skill level of all drivers. But many of these drivers are learning the ropes still. And the best way to learn the ropes with these cars is to get more laps in. The best way to get more laps in is to be competitive, and the best way to be competitive is to stay on the lead lap.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
So Sarawak tops off his tank on pit road. He does get passed again by the pace car, so he might have just given up the lead lap and put himself back a lap down. At least I'm showing him still a lap down. Maybe he was the only car eligible to get a lap back and he was 2. I was not paying attention. But we are coming to green flag now, this time by 27, now 26 to go. Alex Miller, your leader, right behind him, a very fast Kyle Clinworth, who has many, many laps here at this track in the IR18 at the front of the field. We will watch him try to run down Miller in these remaining 27 laps. Shootout here at Gateway. Frank Gwynn up 16 spots to 3rd. Stephen Lee 4th. Nick Wheeler in 5th. Back underway. Green flag as the leaders go through 1 and 2.
Miller still in the danger zone with the fuel. Plenty should be trying to go away for the danger zone. So he need to still save the fuel, but he want to attack Miller. The guy is kind of safe. Is Craig Forsyth.
Well, I'm not going to take it away from Nick Wheeler. He's 20 laps into his run, while the cars in front of him are 21 laps into their run, and he only has. He's only 5 laps better to the worse of Forsyth. So let's keep an eye on Wheeler as well.
I think so. Trendy realized he can't go to the end.
Yeah, you might as well push. You might as well go to the front and push and see if you can maybe get another caution. So that's what he looks like he did. He got around Miller. Miller with 1 win in the VOR Iconic Series, which you saw here on, or actually on the Velocity Online Racing Channel. I got to call the action of that race. So he has experience at the front of the field in these Indy cars. Might be the DW12. Gala's purple lap that time by 182.9. But definitely experience at the front of the field matters. Wheeler now to the inside of Stephen Lee. Tries to slide up Lee there. Clindy protecting the inside line all the way down to the wall. Oh, Stephen Lee into the wall, coming off the corner. And that's going to allow Forsyth.
To get 2 positions and getting more close for the leader.
Now, one thing I didn't get a chance to show you earlier, but this is the point situation coming into this race. Clindy is your leader. Wagner is second. Right now, Wagner in the running order is 11th. So, Clindy, your leader on the racetrack, looking to capitalize. But he is your leader in points. Altena early out. He's third. The Cats not here today. Daniel Durazo, he's currently fourth. Josh Ward fifth. Santos not here today, sixth. Gallus 7th, Mitchum 8th, Lover not in the lineup tonight, 9th, and Alexander Miller in 10th. Alexander Miller looking to capitalize and really try to get some moves up higher into the standings. But that's your points coming into today's contest at Gateway. 18 to go. My goodness, I just had lightning outside my door, and I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I heard like a
wow.
Yep.
Wow, that was intense. So if I go off the air, you know why. We got storms in the area in the middle of February, early February, thunderstorms in Indiana. Clindy, your leader, setting a torrid pace that's putting thunder in my neighborhood. Gwen now getting
the wall. Mason on the wall. Ooh.
Mason in the wall. Yes, he is, and he's losing positions.
Okay, I saw the wall, the wheel off.
So was he forgiven?
Actually, yeah, a lot.
But he might be forgiven visually, but he might be unforgiven pace-wise as iRacing giveth and iRacing taketh away. And yeah, I think he's down on power. I got to bring up the weather radar. If I go off the air, people, you know why. And apologies if I do. Unbelievable. That was lightning caused by... We don't have thunderstorms in the area. We have actually an ice storm. We have an intense ice storm that caused that lightning. Here's Gwynn to the inside and pass of Miller. Alexander Miller now back to third.
I don't want to say it, Miller is in trouble with the fuel.
Oh, here's Wheeler and Forsyth. Forsyth around Wheeler. Yeah, I know what you're meaning. I know what you're talking about.
But it's like a lot of position in 5 laps, maybe? I say a lot of position. It's not a lot, but it's still a lot. It's hard to go to the front and lead a couple laps and then leave because you have to leave the car or change the engine map. Like I saw now, he's leave a lot.
12 to go here at Gateway. Once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching P1's coverage of round 3 of 12. Caution in the air, and it's a whole different ball game.
Messias, maybe? No, it's not Messias.
Peterson.
Oh.
Oh, and it's a 2-car incident involving Sarawak. See what happens here. Does
Andrew?
Oh, Sarawak gets in the back of Peterson. Peterson had to lift a little bit, and that the closing rates of these cars are just so fast. And then, whoa, Mitch just squeezes on behind the high side. He's like, man, I've had enough contact. Let me get to the end.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, man, I got more lightning outside my window. That is end of day for Peterson and end of day for Sarawak. At least they got to, if they have not used their fast repairs, we'll see.
One opportunity for Forsyth. He have the opportunity to go to the lead. It might be 8 to go.
Yeah, I think we're going to get, yeah. Isolated thunderstorms in the middle of an ice storm. Just a special weather statement I just got sent to my phone, so.
Winter thunderstorm. Where?
And right now you hear, and I think it is Forsyth you hear that with, and we're going to cut to his in-car, and he's probably done already, but we heard a car revving its engine. And so what's going on there, for those of you who don't know, it's these drivers, these cars are very weight sensitive. And so what they're trying to do is burn off the extra fuel they have. So they have, some of these drivers have too much fuel to get to the end. The only amount of fuel you need to get to the end of this race is just enough to cross the start-finish line, and you don't need an ounce or a drop after that. So they're trying to burn off as much fuel as they can so they can become lighter, become faster than their competition around them. And so that's what they're doing. When they get up on the rev limiter, and that helps them burn off fuel. But as a trade-off there is it also warms their engines up. And an engine that's too hot in these cars does not behave well as a cooler engine, as you would expect. So there is a trade-off. But typically you can burn off a few ounces of fuel a lot quicker before the temperature really rises in your car to a dangerous level. So I think they got that well under control. But we are watching from Craig Forsyth in fourth spot. As you see right in front of him, the pace car, the lights are out. We're going to go green, as LGN said, with 8 to go. Your leader is Clindy, then Frank Wynn, Alex Miller, Craig Forsyth, and Nick Wheeler, your top 5. I don't think... judging by people revving their engines and getting on the rev limiter, I don't think anybody really has any fuel concerns. We are good to go for a sprint to the end here at Gateway.
Yeah, so I put my coins on Forsyth because he can go, and he have a 7 tire stretch for him. 7 laps early. And he's coming Jeff Ward of the back. Josh Ward, sorry.
Jeff Ward, he's a former IndyCar winner at Texas. Raced with Target Chip Ganassi. Clindy, Gwynn, Miller, Forsyth, Ward, your top 5. Wheeler back to 6. Gallus up to 7th. Wagner 8th. Coker 9th. Rick Sanchez in 10th. Eco Warrior Rick, way to go, buddy. As Clindy now starts to kind of pull away. Gwynn 4/10. Gwynn purple lap in the closing stages, 184 flat as he tries to wheel in our leader. But we got a heck of a battle back there for Forsyth and Ward.
So it's kind of hard actually to catch. I think so. Frank is can catch Clindy, but it's hard with the old tires they have. It's kind of hard for him.
Wagner purple lap.
Wagner. Yep.
Wagner purple lap of 184.1. So he is showing pace here in the closing stages. But the problem is he's not close enough to the lead here to get a possibility of a second win this season. He's currently stuck back in 8th with a lot of drivers to pass and running out of time to pass him. Glendy starting to snake down the front stretch, trying to break the draft, but Gwynn now within 3 of Glendy, getting closer. Gwynn Miller, Glendy is your leader. Gwynn Miller is second and third, Forsyth fourth. Glendy led so much of the ISRA race in the early stages at Motegi on Monday night, and made a tragic tactical error by not changing tires late in that race when he could have, and it cost him a better finish. Looking to redeem himself now, coming to 2 to go here on the Horizon IndyCar Series and get that second win of the season. Glendy looking for that win right now in the 1. 2 to go. Down the backstretch now, a lap and a half. Glendy looking for his second win this season. Gwynn looking for his first win this season. We're coming to the white flag. A mile and a quarter to decide it here at Gateway. Through 1 and 2, Gwynn up high, going to get a big run, but Glendy's going to go fin down to the white line. Now he weaves back out after the infield partition. Back out wide, going into 3 and 4, and if he just keeps him behind, he's looking at a checkered flag and win number 2, and that's exactly what he sees in his future right in front of him. Win number 2 in the Horizon Series for Kyle Clinworth, your points leader, who's now going to extend that points lead going into the next round at Texas.
Incident with Rich Sanchez and Cocker in the last lap and turn 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Cocker, went to the wall. That's unfortunate because Cocker should be finished on top 10 today.
And Wags is going to come up and I thought maybe give him a little love tap, but gives him a virtual wave. Glendy with the win over Frank Wynn. Very good race for Frank. Frank, not the greatest start, but 17 spots. He's your biggest gainer of the day. He comes home second. Very, very impressive run for him. Alex Miller, we've known he's had the pace from the Vor Iconic Series, and he showed it today. A little bit of luck with the pit stops, but sometimes, you know what? Luck's part of the game. And it gets him third. We'll talk to him here in just a little bit. Craig Forsyth, and a very Craig Forsyth-like finish in fourth, on top 5 for him. Josh Ward in fifth. Very typical finish for Josh as well. Being that he's a former series champion, he knows what it takes to get points. And top 5s as part of that battle. Nick Wheeler, 6. Hugo Gallas, good top 10 finish for Hugo in 7th. Matt Wagner, probably not the finish he's looking for, but comes home in the top 10 in 8th. We'll see if the points get updated here momentarily. Jari Brubacher had an adventuresome day. Comes home 9th, and I'm sure he's probably going to be happy about that. Stephen Lee in 10th. Stephen Lee up 10 spots to 10th there. Good day for him. Alex Miller should also be shouted out. He got 12, improved 12 spots to get to third. Forsyth improved 9, so 3 of the top 4, more than 9 spots gained just to get to where they finished. Mason Mitchum nursed an injured car home in 11th. Sanchez 12th, Coker 13th, Sarawak 14th, Peterson 15th, Walter in 16th, Van Stern in 17th, Baron Glover 18th, Willis Fox 19th. Julian, better days are ahead, Julian, trust me. I just won't say anything else. I'm sure he doesn't want me to.
You don't need to have a good qualifying to finish the top 3. So Frank showed us even to start it from the back, you can have a lucky yellow flag and stay on the front for entire race.
Nothing wrong with a lucky yellow flag. That's sometimes half the battle right there, you know?
Just at the gamble we have to handle it when you're race, especially in getaway, when you can gain or you can lose 2 laps.
And again, another one of my favorite moments of G.I. Joe in the 80s when they always used to have those PSA safety messages at the end of the cartoons, and they always say knowing is half the battle. Well, if you know or if you guess when a caution's coming out and you you cash in on it, that's half the battle right there. Now, the other half of the battle might be red lasers or blue lasers, but the half of the battle is sometimes you getting yourself in the right spot, and nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. And let's get into the interview room. Now we got our replays. Gosh, it is still lightning and thundering outside my window, so I'm praying that we are going to last here before. Most of my infrastructure in my neck of the woods is underground, so hopefully we won't have a problem. But if we do, we apologize. But we'll get into the interviews very quickly so we can make sure that these guys get their turn. And I don't see Alex Miller in the interview waiting area, so let me see if
I see Clendy, but in the wrong interview waiting for. He's in the wrong service. So, anyways.
And let's see if Frank Gwynn. I don't see him either. Okay, is Frank checked in?
Yeah, it is.
There he is, and then we'll get Clendy. There he is. He's in the waiting room, so I'm not going to message him. All right, so let's bring up Frank in lieu of Alex, who is not here yet. Maybe he has storms in his area too. I don't know. We'll see. Frank Gwynn, congratulations in the very colorful, I call it the Technicolor Dreamcoat Honda Dallara of yours. You surely traveled the farthest distance to get to where you were today. Started 17th, got to 2nd, and raced it out for the lead there in the closing stages with Clendy. What a great run. Congratulations, P2. Talk about your race.
Yes, thank you. Certainly did not expect a P2 considering my starting position. I certainly did not intend to start at the back of the field. I don't know if it was caught on camera, but coming to my second Q lap out of 4 on my first lap, I spun it off of 4, which basically ruined both laps. So that is the story of how I qualified way in the back there. So I was like, oh, okay, well, if I'm starting all the way here, I might as well make it entertaining and try to force my way up through the field.
You did.
I did. I got, well, in the first stint, I got halfway through the field, brute forcing it. And then the caution came out, the early caution. I believe it was like lap, I'm not sure, 11, 15-ish.
Yep.
So I pitted for, to top it off, get fresh rubber to try and do that all over again, brute force it. And I did, and there was like a one green flag pit cycle. I think I settled somewhere around P10-ish, and then afterwards, I was, trying to stretch my fuel out all the way to the end, and I got extremely lucky. I believe I was leading when one of the later cautions came out, so I essentially had a free pit stop, and I found myself restarting in P3, and from there it was just managing the fuel to the end, and I needed at least one more yellow caution to come out, which it did, and I would have been fine to go pretty much flat out in the draft to the end. And we were racing there with me, Alex, and Clendy, 1, 2, 3, for a bit there. and we were gapping the field essentially, the three of us, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Let's keep like this to the end of the race, and then a whole bunch of cautions were happening, and then I started getting nervous because cautions breed cautions, and then I started worrying about getting freight train potentially, or the
Mhm.
people behind me getting super aggressive. But apparently, I saved enough tire and fuel to stick with Alex and Clendy in the final stages, and then from there was green to the end. Made my way past Alex Miller, and I tried my best to get by Clendy, and then they had to throw one more caution in there at the end for good measure, which sort of threw me off my mojo. I would have preferred it to have gone green to the end. I think my rhythm would have been better, but we restarted with, I believe, 7, 8 laps to go, essentially. So it was just me spending the majority of those remaining laps latching onto Clendy, getting back up to Clendy because he got the jump on me on the final restart there, so it was just hard enough to keep up with him, and then he started playing the aero block game, and fair play to him, he defended really well. I only got close to him within the final 2 laps, and I couldn't make it work with the aero wash there, but I am very happy with P2. This is my best result in this league, and I hope I'll do one better in the future.
Well, you mentioned that cautions breed cautions. Podiums normally begin to breed podiums. So I would probably say this is the first of many podiums that we will see from you, hopefully, in your career here. Not just the Horizon, but just your IndyCar career and wherever you may end up going in addition to this league. But shout outs, any friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to for this big podium finish here today? I mean, it was a fantastic day, so I know you're going to be happy.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, shout out to my teammate Liv Fox. Gutted that his good, amazing qualifying didn't pan out the way he wanted it to. His race ended early on. Shout out to my sim racing team that I'm part of, Mirai United VRT. We're a VTuber racing team, so it's always good fun having their support. I also want to shout out everyone who's watching on my stream on Twitch at Frisky_Frankie. This is why I do it for all of you. So I'm glad I got this good result for all of you. Hopefully it was a good show. And finally want to shout out sponsors on my car, JapanCandyBox.com. If you like Japanese foodstuffs, check it out. Great selection. I personally love getting the Japan exclusive Kit Kat flavors from there. So yeah.
I've seen those.
Of course,
I've seen those before. Yeah, those look good.
Of course, finally, I just want to give props to P1 Broadcasting for putting on the show for everyone here. I watch all the SOF IndyCar official series races, so it's good to be on the broadcast here. So yeah, thanks a lot for putting this on.
Oh, no problem. It's you got me for 1 week. You'll get Murph back again for next week. But man, it's good to see a first-time podium person, whether it be in the top split races or in the league races. And I've been there before. I know what it feels like. So is LGN. He knows what that's like to feel like when you get to those bottom and second steps, because that win is not too far in the future. Congratulations, my friend. We hope to see more of you on the podium going forward. But a good start to the Horizon career, P3 or P2 in round 3 of the series. So good day of points.
Thank you so much. Hope to be back soon.
Yeah, we'll hopefully see you again soon. Congrats, and we'll catch you at the next one. Rank win. P2 today. I don't see Alex Miller. Do I not see him? I do not see him. So I paged him. Hopefully he will check back in. If not, he might have a message to share on the Discord to the drivers and everything. So let's bring up Clendy and bring him in here. And here he is. Clendy, congratulations, my friend. We talked about it in the broadcast. You and I talked about it kind of between each other. A tactical error on Monday. A race that didn't quite go your way on Tuesday. And then today, everything kind of added up and came up Clindy as you get the win today here at Gateway.
Yeah, absolutely. Kicked some absolute butt today. I did the same thing I did on Monday. I knew that it was the right call. I'm like, I'm just not going to take tires, going to take gas. So I was at the tail end of the lead lap when that caution that ruined the Savers Day came out. I think it was like lap 94 or something. And when I pit then, I was the last car in the lead lap. And I'm like, I'm not going to take tires. I'm going to jump 2 or 3 dudes here in the pits. My tires are 2 laps old, right? And because I had the pace and I decided to push earlier, I wasn't a lap down. I didn't have to take the lucky dog. I didn't have to take the wave, right? So I'm like, I'm in perfect position here. I know I can make this number to the end. And on the restart, I just sailed by like 3 of them in 1 and 2. And I'm like, all right, I got this in the bag. So just, like you said, everything came up Clendy.
Well, even not to cut you off, but even you were saved by a yellow. In most cases, a yellow right after someone pits is day done. You would have been a lap down. You stayed in front of the leader, and the yellow came out behind you, and you were able to stay. Excuse me. You got out in front of the leader. I think I said that. You stayed on the lead lap, and then when the yellow came out, you were able to drive your way back around and everything. Under normal circumstances, any normal drivers, I mean, most of the time people fall down a lap for whatever reason. You were able to capitalize on that, and the way things fell out, you stayed on the lead lap.
Yeah, I was really racing them on pace. I knew that they were going slowly to make a much larger fuel number, and I'm like, I can make this gap up. Like, it would be 26 seconds or something like that, but I knew I was going to make it up. I had gotten 10 or 12 of the seconds already through 1 stint, and I still had a stint and a half to go, so I was like right on schedule. I just got very fortunate to not get penalized for my pit exit where I almost spun.
We saw that too. We were wondering if the black flag was coming out, and as the new phrase that Lewis has come up with, iRacing forgave you today.
Nah, dude, that was all skill. I locked it down and kept it within the parameters. iRacing did no forgiveness, for I did not sin. So, absolute awesome day here at Worldwide Technology. I know you want me to do shout outs, so I'm going to start. First and foremost, shout out to my teammates at Rogue Racing. This cloak car was bad fast today because Ryan Campbell, Ty Keela, Antonio Estrada, Jacob Collins, and Cody Cavaco teach me how to go fast, especially here. Ryan Campbell is the fastest dude on the service at this racetrack, and I've happened to be under his tutelage, and I've beaten him once or twice here because he's made tiny, itty-bitty 1% errors, right? And what I do is I show up to a racetrack, and I beat people when they make a 1% error. I make 10% errors all the time, but when I don't, I beat people who mess up 1%. So I might mess up, but when I mess up big. So you'll know. I want to shout out my mom and my cousin Craig, who are both watching. I think my dad's watching too. So shout out to my friends and family back home who watch these races. I know that I've been trying to grow the channel pretty aggressively. I had some other friends I shared these broadcasts with who live in Champaign and Urbana. So if Hillary and Catherine are watching, hello to y'all. Happy birthday to Susan, a little delayed. And thank you very much to the people who run Segerman Farms in Mononk, Illinois, who is my cousin Craig. So if you need any agribusiness solutions, or if you're looking to purchase Wiffle hybrids for your farm or your leased farmland, get in touch with me and I will get you in touch with Craig. Or if you need a septic or utility vehicle delivered from Mononk or Streeter, he will do that for you as well. I feel like I'm forgetting Shane Coker, the host with the most. The Votive Racing League starting Daytona 500 Sunday. Tune in during the 500 to catch us racing. I'm not sure where we start, but I'd really like to be up front in that too. So watch me pilot the #1 cloak car in that Votive Racing League, which Shane has put out new graphics this week, so I'm going to have to spend some time updating my car. But that's just the fun of it. This is a hobby for me, but everything is really blissful right now, Gary. I'm leading 3 different championships. We start the Warriors for Peace series tomorrow on the Elite Racing Network. And that'll be a 100% race. And I don't expect to win that championship because there's too many road courses. But if I can race with Adriano Pinero and learn from him some more, I know I beat him on Tuesday, right? But that doesn't happen very often. So the more I can race with him, the better off I'm going to be, the better I'm going to be. And also shout out to everyone here in the Horizon series. So, Maddie Wags putting this on out of the ashes of old Votive. as I like to say. Shout out to Frankie, who finished second. I follow their stream. I follow their content. I think they are good streamers. So go check out Frisky_Frankie on Twitch. And Alex Miller 3, who we called his upset win in the VOR series
Yes,
at
we did.
Vegas. He raced me like an absolute gentleman today. So shout outs to Alex. He's got a very bright future ahead of himself. And I think there are big things on the horizon for me, the Rogue Racing team, for P1 Broadcasting, everyone involved here. Just really feels like everything's clicking on all cylinders right now, which is great. I don't want to make too many big promises, but I'm going to try really, really hard this year to make the Pro Series. So that means I'm going to be grinding a lot of Watkins Glen the rest of this week after Thursday to get my road rating up, because it's the only road course I'm like actually decent at. And I've been looking at taking coaching from some very reputable, very good racers in the series. So I'm trying to figure out who I want to purchase that from. But if you want to throw your hat in the ring, let me know your rates, get at me, and teach me how to go pro, because I want to beat Phil Krause.
There we go.
That is my personal goal, right? It's a really, really big goal, really lofty, and I'm absolutely awful on road courses. So I've got a very, very large mountain to climb. But hey, if Jason Brophy can make the Pro Series, I'm like as good as Jason Brophy on road courses. I just don't have the team behind me that he has, right? My team is great, and I love my team, but we don't do anything on road, and we don't do anything on open. So we will fight.
Right?
I will learn. And I'm going to make this broadcast go until 9 Eastern. Or actually, it's 9 Mountain.
Central. Yeah. It's 20 till 10 here in the East. And we are getting, and maybe your family in Central Illinois knows this as well, we're actually getting ice thunderstorms right now in Central Indiana. So we had
love to call those blunder storms.
Yeah, when you listen back to the race, you'll get to hear thunder in the background as you were cracking to the lead. The thunder was sounding. Literally. There you go. All right, buddy. Congratulations, and we'll catch you tomorrow, LGN and I, when we call the action over in Elite Racing Network for the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series Round 1 at Legacy, Kentucky. Good luck there.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks, LGN. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for everything you guys both do for this channel. It's amazing. I can't wait till we get to 1K, and it can make it a little easier so we don't have to beg every broadcast. But what you should do if you're watching right now is click on the GoFundMe link, and you should throw Gary and LGN like $1. It would mean the world to me.
We don't actually have the GoFundMe link in the description for this league.
For Horizon?
But if you want to click the $sign down in chat, you can send us super chats.
Send us a super chat. Do that.
Do send us super chats.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully.
All right. Kyle Glenn, the winner tonight. Check out his track guides on P1. He publishes a new one every week following the IndyCar Oval Series schedule. And he will have one out. He has one out for Charlotte now, and we'll have one for Pocono, I'm sure, in time for Pocono week next week. LGN, short notice. Thank you for being here. What did you think about this race in this league? Pretty good competition. And the thing I like is a lot of fresh names that we don't always see in league competition, showing up in league competition, and then fresh names, period, that we don't really see in these cars at all, showing up and doing well. And I do love the nickname for Frank. I guess Freaky, is it Freaky Frank? Although if he does get his first win, we're going to call him Freaky Frank 1 win, and that will hopefully make sense when you say his name. But LGN, what do you think of tonight's race?
Yeah, like I said, it's a new people. In my eyes, I never know for sure. We have a virtual people around the track: Clendy, Wagner, Altena, War, Forsyth. Actually, Forsyth is gained 10 spots. So actually, I didn't tell you the
points are updated. All right, we'll look at those.
So yeah, it's a pretty good race today. We saw today, and it's getaways like this. So it's something you can go on the front, and then some point is a yellow flag, and you're going on the back. This happened with Wagner today. And it's pretty good race today, so let's see what is happening next one. We're gonna be over there, but tomorrow the F5 Challenger 300 ERN tomorrow, 7:45 in ERN channel.
Looking forward to it. The points, they just got updated, so we'll just read them off here. Clindy is your points leader by 28 points over Wagner. Altena is still in third. He is 47 points behind Clindy and Wagner. Josh Ward up 2 spots in the points to tie Julian for third. Alexander Miller up 5 spots to now fourth. Craig Forsyth up 10 spots, as mentioned, into the 6th spot, tied with Nick Wheeler. Hugo Gall is shown in 8th. Mitchum and Gwynn in 9th. Gwynn up 9 spots, so Freaky Frank up into the top 10, and Yari Brubacher just on the outside of the top 10 is in 11th, but effectively in the top 10 with all the ties and everything going on. We'll hopefully have an update with the points going into next race, but that is how they settle after Worldwide Technology Raceway, otherwise known as Gateway. So that's going to do it for tonight. Let's give everyone back their Wednesday nights, and hopefully I got power going on because I still want heat. That's it for today. Once again, your podium from Gateway is Clindy with the win. 2nd win this season for Clindy, and continues to be your points leader. Frank Wynn with the P2 best finish in the series so far. Alex Miller, who we've seen get the win here before, at least with the P1 crew in the booth. He won over on the VOR Iconic Series. We know he has a pace, and he cracks the podium today in 3rd. Not going to show up for an interview, but if he has anything to say, I'm sure he will let everybody know how happy he is over in the Discord server. On the Horizon Discord server. I believe the link is in the description for an invite. Join Murph and Ryan again next week for round 4 of the inaugural season of the Horizon IndyCar Series as the teams of drivers head back to the high banks and high speeds of Texas Motor Speedway. Coverage begins around 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, it's 8:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember, as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here on YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of tonight's race, and if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video, would you? And if you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more P1's other iRacing programming, including our Monday night doubleheader starting at 7 p.m. Eastern with the IndyCar Open Series, hot off a spicy race at Watkins Glen as they head to COTA, followed up by the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series at 9:30 as they go to an equally challenging New Hampshire at 9:30, as I said, p.m. Eastern. Now, it's me and Luis Gonzalez-Nunez in the booth for that. So that is our Monday doubleheader. Don't miss it. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter and X, or X/Twitter, and Instagram. Links are in the description. So for Murphy, who's on vacation, Ryan Eric King, who's unable to join us tonight, Luis Gonzalez-Nunez, who is my best pinch hitter, short notice, shows up, calls an awesome race. Everyone here at Horizon and P1, I'm Gary Gatto signing off. Good night, and thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here next week in Texas for the next race of the Horizon IndyCar Series. Good night. Now the power can go up. I'm fine with that.